Hey, good evening all you beautiful people, internet. Thank you for joining my channel. This is JL Mining, and today, if you could not tell, we are going to be building some new rigs. However, this is not going to be a GPU rig. We are actually going to be building two CPU mining rigs. We're going to be mining Raptorium. If you're in the mining community and you haven't been living under a rock, we are currently wanting to mine a little Raptorium. The price has shot up recently, profitability is going up. And I think it's a little bit of a hedge. It's a little unique against GPU mining. Again, if you're doing other mining, you're doing helium mining, you're doing ASIC mining or stuff like this might be another one to add to your repertoire. So today we're going to be going over everything. I'll go over my parts really quick so you can see what we got. By the way, shout out to Rabid Mining. Please check out his YouTube channel. I'll put that in the description. He had actually posted a list of all parts that he recommended for CPU mining. I took him up on his advice almost to the letter. So let me just go over these very, very briskly, and then we'll get to building these. I'm not going to show you a step-by-step make of this. I just want to show you guys, here are the parts. I'll kind of go over exactly what it's going to kind of take to build everything and go from there. So first we got two X7 or X470 MSI Gaming Plus Max motherboards. These are AM4 motherboards. And again, I actually have one similar already to my main PC. I have the X570, works very well, so I can't imagine this will be too far off. We of course got our RAM, got some Flare X 8GB sticks, about 32 in total. You're gonna want two for both of them. We got two Kingston solid state drives, 120 gig each, just gonna run our Windows. I'm gonna race them and then I'm gonna put them on Hive OS so I can run everything off Hive. We got two EVGA gold rated 650 watt power supplies. Now again, maybe 650 watts is a little much, but I do also plan on maybe throwing, I don't know, 1 or 2 graphics cards on each one. Not only originally for display purposes, but maybe to dual mine. Maybe I don't have enough room on my original rig, so we'll just throw another GPU on each one of those. Maybe just have a flight sheet mining Raptorium and something else, maybe Ergo or Raven or something. But we'll see. We'll kind of get into that. I have my old 1050 Ti. I'm just going to use this for display because again, these don't have any onboard graphics. But kind of going over to those CPUs now. Here is the main mama, the main boys here. You got two Ryzen 9 3900Xs. I think this is that really good sweet spot, 12 core 24 thread CPUs. Hopefully these bad boys will reap the profits pretty well. Of course, we got our surge protector here for both of these. And then we got these, some big boys. These are some big boxes. The NHD15 Noctua heat sinks. We're going to unbox all these. We're going to kind of show you parts, what these look like, and yeah, kind of show you what hassle we go through here. So I'm just going to kind of go through each of these. I'm not going to try to waste your time by showing you the unboxing. I'm sure a lot of you maybe have already gone through these. But I did want to show you these Noctua heatsink fans, what everything came with. So right in here, we got the big boy. We got the big old heatsink. It's got a fan in the middle. And then you have the actual contact of the CPU portion right here. We might be unboxing that in a second. On here, it looks like we have all our other parts here. We have our clips for the second fan, some thermal paste, a little screwdriver, and then some power cables here. Looks like maybe some splitter cables, and then some AMD AM4 mounts. I do understand that these are unique mounts, and I will have to take the originals off of the motherboard in order to make this fit, but from what I understand, it is worth it. And these are each comes with another, again, 140 millimeter fan, Lord help me. And this is supposed to go on either side of the other part of the heat sink. My understanding is one's going to be drawing in cold air, the other's going to be blowing out the other way. That would be pretty cool. I heard this thing looks like a freaking behemoth from what I know, so we'll unbox it. We'll actually, I'll pan back to you guys whenever I got everything put together and show you what it looks like. And what we'll do with the whole build, I'm going to kind of go obviously one at a time. So we'll unbox one of each. We'll have everything laid out, show you what everything looks like, kind of laying out for one build, and then we'll show you the finished product. If you guys want to go through a whole build, might do that at a later time. Not sure if for time that's going to be something we want to do. Can you guys? I am making a video. Can you guys calm down, please? All right, sorry, kitties are getting in the way. But that being said, guys, let me go ahead and do this, and I'll see you in a second. Alright, so whenever you unpack the Noct 2 heatsink, this is all the stuff that you get. I actually, this had already came in between the heatsink and the package. I just removed that because you have the little screws right here in order to tie the heatsink down to the motherboard, would otherwise be blocked. So I did remove that. Kind of showed me everything too. This is a beefy looking little fan here. So you got two of them, right? Came with that. And now we got a little package here. Alright. Now this is all essentially, you know, you have your little thing that you can put on your PC if you're actually using that for your PC and want to mark that. I will probably save it for later. Comes with its own thermal paste as well. I believe a small little mounting brackets or something, little metal pieces, and then some splitter cables. There's some 4-pin splitter cables for these fans. So I'm going to finagle with those, try to get them all sorted out. Of course, we have our actual mounting brackets here. I think there's a, you know, you can use either one if it's AMD 3 or AMD 4, depending on what you have. And then you have your screws and pegs to go with that. And then a little screwdriver here. So, yeah, this is what it looks like. This is quite, I tell you what though, this is quite the beefy heatsink. This will definitely dissipate some heat. May not look the best to be 1000% on, like it looks beefy in heck, but you know, the better half wants me to get maybe some more aesthetically pleasing rigs, so maybe that'll be a future project, but at least we'll have these two matching. So we'll unbox this, we're going to unbox the power supply, and then we'll unbox the Ryzen, show the, you know, the stock fan and stuff like that. And then we'll get to building this sucker, really actually getting into that and putting that together. So I will see you in a minute. But first, a quick intermission from our sponsors who say, it's dinner time. Right, Bunny? Right? And back to the build. Alright, got the motherboard out. I already removed the original mounting bracket right here. Got our AM4 bracket right here and here, and I put the other one away there. The AM, I'm guessing AM3, whatever that one is much bigger. However, we got our spacers. I'm gonna go pop these on real quick, pop this on, and then yeah, we're gonna then get our RAM in first, because from what I understand, this is big as fuck. So that's not gonna let me put RAM in if I put the CPU and cooler in first. We'll put the RAM in, we'll put the cooler on, put our paste on, slap that bad boy on there, and then yeah, then we'll get to the fun part as far as getting Windows on our hard drive and doing all the fun stuff. So see you in a minute. Alrighty, we got these little brackets popped right on here, so now we're gonna go ahead and slap our RAM in here. Okay, but don't actually slap it. That will probably not be good. So just get these in here. And by the way, this particular motherboard, I'm trying to get some sort of focus here. All this says from top to bottom, it says DIMM A1, A2, B1, B2. The ones A1 and the one that's labeled A2 and B2 say first. That's usually my default slot, so I always pop them in those slots anyways. So go ahead and get these bad boys in here. Pardon me. It's harder to do with one hand here. Alright. Also trying to make sure the camera's good to give you guys a good view. Good. Second. There's one click. There's another click. Sounds fine. Get the other one. Oop, sorry, wrong way. Definitely don't want to do that. Ooh, the good old click. So we got those boys in there, and I'll see you guys whenever I get the CPU in. We'll put this up, and there you go. Now, of course, no CPU mining video would be complete without unveiling the literal and metaphorical brains behind the operation. Beautiful. And there he is. And really, that's all we're gonna need. All we got in here is the stock fan, from what I understand. I'll just lift this up very briefly. Yeah, quite literally, it's just the box and then a few other things, but there's our little stock fan right there. But again, we do not need that. We got our Noctua here about to do this job for us. So yeah, see you boys in a second. Maybe nudge a little more off into the just here. Very ugly, but it'll go down. It'll be fine. Some thermal paste, it will work just good. So really quick, guys, while I'm screwing this in, two things you should be aware of. For one, when you're screwing this in, you want even pressure, of course, on the CPU. If you've done these before, or hey, if you even do lug nuts on your car, kind of the same concept. You want to slowly tighten them all roughly at the same pace, try to keep even pressure. That's just one. And while I'm doing that, you can kind of see right here how low bearing the fan is. You can actually raise this to be a little higher. You can just quite literally, the clamps right here go right onto the heatsink. However, you probably want to keep it on this side of the motherboard where all the ports are, only because if you had it here, I mean, you could place it above here, but the RAM, you know, the RAM does get in the way a little bit, so there's only so, you know, the fan can only go so low. And silly me, I do want to have even coverage. I want to make sure the fan is getting the whole heatsink and everything. So yeah, when you're doing that, just be mindful. But yeah, just want to give that little tip as I'm going along. Alright, so I got Windows flashing right now. Unfortunately, it's been taking a minute, but this bad boy is all set up. Looks like he's all ready to go otherwise. So once that's done downloading, I'm gonna go ahead and get Windows on there. Everything is otherwise all set up. In the meantime, whoop, I'm gonna go get those installed, get the other rig all ready to go. Be in a minute. Alright, so right now, actually, Windows should have just got done installing at this point. I am pretty much playing a waiting game. Here's this rabid video I'm watching regarding the PC HiveOS setup. So I'm gonna have to download CTR, Ryzen Master, and eventually I'll get everything running. So while that's happening, I'm gonna go and snag me a good old brewski. Got a little Heineken here. Just gonna go ahead and enjoy myself. I'm gonna finish building and putting this other one together while that one's loading up, and yeah, we'll go from there. Alrighty guys, now you may have noticed a little change of scenery. It's a little lighter than it was earlier. It's actually the next day. You know, essentially I had to worry about actually getting the first unit up and running, tuning it with CTR, putting that into Ryzen Master, and then actually running and letting it run for 2 hours for the actual CPU miner itself to config. Again, it was set up on Windows. That finally finished earlier this morning. I spent the other better half of the morning getting the other build set up. I spent the majority of the day, you know, again, going through CTR, then AMD Ryzen. That got finished a little bit ago. So for the past, it's got 97 minutes left, so I think for the past hour or so, CPU miner has been running. It has been tuning right now. It is still tuning. It's going to be doing that for another 90 minutes. Very sorry about the late update. You know, went into the next day, and I do have a day job, so work kind of got me all caught up and everything. However, once I'm actually done with absolutely everything, for right now I am going to just keep it on Windows. I will later go into the BIOS settings for each after I watch a few more videos. And then, yeah, we'll see what we can do about getting into Hive. My preference is to have it onto Hive so I can manage it in all one place. However, if that becomes to be too much of a hassle and I have better hash rates and efficiency using Windows, I just might stick with Windows. I also have a GPU on each, so I want a dual mine. Hive would make that a lot easier, but we'll see what we can do. But just kind of wanted to update you on where we're at with that, and yeah, why the setting changed up a little bit. So see you guys soon. Alright guys, so just wanting to show you what everything is like now. It's actually been a few days since we had just started actually you know, setting up CPU miner here, and I just essentially let it run on Windows. I did not get the time, and rather, you know, again, like I said, I kind of got caught up with work. But the fact that it was a little easier to use for me for right now, and what I'm also doing is on each of these, I have a 1050 Ti and a 3060. Just some kind of oddball, you know, GPUs that I had lying around for not only display purposes, but I'm also mining on them as well. So I got this dual mining Ethereum and Raven coin, and then this one's just doing Raven coin. So earning a little bit, like probably at a rate of like 500 Raven a month. So that's not bad. I'm adding an extra like 15 mega hashes per second on Ethereum to my other rig in total, so make right around that 300 mark. So I'm happy with what those two are doing. But what I do want to show you is, again, these two look pretty interesting, pretty big, but everything is more or less matching. It's nice. It's definitely a lot. It's two things. It's definitely a lot cooler, and it's definitely a lot quieter in comparison to GPU mining. Now, interesting little thing, and if you're already CPU mining, you already kind of know what I'm talking about. So when it comes to Raptorium, which is what I'm mining with these, you notice something, that CPU mining is different. They choose the best algorithm essentially at that point in time. So if you actually look on, say, for example, I use FLUX. So if you're on FLUX, you'll see the line of your hash rate fluctuating up and down pretty in a pretty volatile manner. And I learned apparently it's because the CPU miner itself looks for the best algorithm at that point in time to get the best hash rate, essentially, and uses that. So I'll actually hear at certain points, essentially, I'm guessing there are spikes, and there's spikes in like the hash rate, and it goes up really high. You can hear the CPU like working a little harder, it's almost like akin to a small buzzing sound, almost like those crickets or something like they do during like a hot summer day, and you just hear a long creak, kind of like a little long buzz sound, like a really long low frequency kind of buzz sound almost. So it's interesting. It's definitely, again, does not put a lot of heat. And what I'm going to want to do, I'll just want to show you guys what I've been using so far. Now keep in mind, I have these two, which are Ryzen 9 3900X. And then I do have this right here. This is my main workstation PC, and actually the CPU on here is a Ryzen 7, I want to say 3800X, maybe 3700. So I actually have 3 workers on it. One of them, the one with the less hash rate in comparison to the other two. Again, it's on and off for whenever I'm not using this for other activities. However, I do have 3 workers. It's got me a decent amount of Raptorium in the time that it's been mining. It's only been a few days. I just want to show you what that looks like and go from there. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So what I want to go over now, listen, I don't want to rant too long. I have some thoughts. I have some insights on everything as far as mining Raptorium and stuff like that, so bear with me. Hopefully I don't jumble from point to point too long. So I pulled up FLUX. This is where I'm mining my Raptorium to. I have 3 active workers. Now, if you don't recall, I have 3 workers. Specifically, I have my 2 3090s, right, my Ryzen 9 3900Xs, and then I have my main workstation. Before I even got into CPU mining, I had a Ryzen 7 3800X. You can see clearly the difference in hash rates, whether you want to say the average or now. The calculator is doing pretty okay as far as keeping these in the same ballpark of each other here. Now, what I want to show you is, for one, the impact of difficulty, what that can actually have on you. So, and I want to show that through my payments. So let's take a look at this really quick. So if I look at a daily basis, I want to show you, I keep in mind that when I started mining Raptorium, it was only the tail end of October. I had watched some videos from Rabbit and from Chump Change and saw, okay, maybe this is something I can do. This is, maybe I can mine this on my CPU. Again, just how I started GPU mining, just letting it run while I sleep, letting it earn a little Raptorium. So I did that. I was earning 64, you can see days I was probably working a little more often here, so I didn't have as much I earned that day, but on average 60, 80, 68, and you have about twice a day when Raptorium pays you out. So on average, I was probably earning anywhere from 20 to 30 per pay period, about anywhere from 60 to 80 a day, depending. So, that wasn't bad. That was doing pretty okay. Now, when you started, and what I want to show you in comparison to this, I want to go to CoinMarketCap. I want to go take a look at Raptorium. So when we're looking at this, what I want to bring up is obviously the big increase lately, the big hoopla that happened that really made Raptorium kind of go off. So right here, you can see the dates. You see October 6th, 9th, 12th, kind of going around here. Oh, wait, actually, sorry, it's this is the bomb. This is screwing me up a little bit here. This is throwing me off. So right around here, you see November 4th, 5th, 6th, and still at 1 cent, 2 cent. Again, I was right around here. This is right around the time I got in. It went up just a little bit recently. It had climbed a little plateau, it was from under a penny, gotten right over and broke a penny right around October 29th. So I was like, nah, that can't be a bad project. Let's take a look at it. Let's try to maybe just let my CPU run while it's going on. And then as we go on, it started, again, fluctuating a little bit, didn't too much. And right around here, I want to see the point where we break 2 cents, right around on the 10th. So on the 9th and the 10th, Raptorium breaks out. It hits all-time highs. It shoots back down for a second, and then it shoots all the way up here. It goes to 7 cents by the 13th. That was crazy. I think it was right around here. A lot of people started getting into it. You know, I saw more videos released on it on, oh, the profits are going insane right now. And then, yeah, I'll be honest, on the 13th, that's when I went to Amazon and I bought my parts. I'm like, okay, let's get this, because it's again, all I saw again was the same thing, the GPU, the chip shortage. So I saw people buying up all the CPUs that are available, at least through mainstream retailers right now. Someone that's a little more, hey, it's brand new, it'll get here in a day or something like that. I got that with Amazon. Sure enough, I got it a few days later. And then right around here on the 15th to the 16th, this is when I started, actually, I got done with the builds, I started mining and stuff like that. Now, what happens during then? Well, the price is up, right? What happens? Me, myself included, I'm guilty, and then everyone else who is going and wanting to jump on the bandwagon here, they're all hopping onto the network. They're all wanting to go as well. If you go to miningpoolstats.stream, right, because this will show you the various, you know, the hash rate out of the entire pool. FLUX pool, the one I'm on, that's 70. That's 3/4 of the entire hash rate. Heck, even 011data.com, I think this is the one that that Rabid uses. Heck, the last block was found a while ago. So I know everybody's going over here to FLUX pool because you get all the rewards. However, when everyone's joining the pool, everyone's joining the reward, that network difficulty is shooting up. So when that network difficulty is shooting up, what impact does it have on you? What kind of, you know, difficulties do you as a miner experience? Well, keep in mind, right around that 9th and the 10th, that price started shooting up. Everyone started hopping on the bandwagon. My rewards started going down. 65, 50, 43, 31. So it started shooting down. It kept shooting down. Right here, I was still at 40, give or take, and I ordered all my parts. I think it came in right around the 15th, and then I started this video on the 16th. And by that time, after that, on the 16th, I had had plenty of time to get both the rigs up and running. I got them on Windows. I got all the tuners done, CTR and everything. And then by the time I had plenty of time to let them mine and actually run for a good minute, for a good 24 hours, that's when you saw me, boom, 88, 97 Raptorium, 93. I just actually got, in the course of making this video now, it's 3 o'clock on Saturday. I don't know, it went over to my November 19th for my payment. Because I just literally got paid this other half of this essentially while the video was running. So I had 48 and I got like another 45 and it paid me out while I was making this video. So yes, this is shooting back up. I'm higher than I have ever been as far as a daily payout, though, you know, I was pretty close to how it was before that network difficulty started shooting up again. This is just the progress I had with one 3700X, a Ryzen 7. Add 2 more Ryzen 9s to the mix after this decline. This is after the price went up, by the way. Now my payouts went down. The amount of Raptorium that me myself on an individual level was able to get was much lower. So that network difficulty certainly does have an effect. This also makes me kind of think for the future of after ETH 2.0 about other cryptos and how they may be affected, but I think that's going to be a video for maybe another day. So where does that put me? Where does that put us as far as miners and my price. Well, let's even say I take this. So I got paid 93. It's about at 5 cents right now. So if I'm taking this calculator, do a little bit of napkin math here. I'm earning about 465 on average with the 3 of these. Now again, I have one of them that's working half time, and the other time, you know, it's mining right now. Yeah, you can see this right here. So I do have this mining right this second. However, this is mining much lower. Sometimes I turn it off if I need to do something a little more labor intensive like video editing, or if I'm gaming on my other channel, I need to turn it off. So again, 465 a day, and I have maybe between, let's just say the 2 builds entirely, aside from my 4700X, probably spent about 1700 on that. So let's say I go ahead and just got 1700 divided by 4.65. So it's going to take me maybe a year to ROI for both of those. But here's what I'm not worried about. I know that this is, for one, going to be resistant to ETH 2.0. So again, because again, it's not, you can mine on Raptorium. From what I understand, it's not as efficient to mine Raptorium on a graphics card as it is a CPU. So again, I'm not worried about, you know, essentially the big rush we're going to see to all these other mining cryptos whenever ETH does switch over to 2.0 and goes proof of stake and proof of work is gone. So that's one thing. Have a little bit of long-term faith. And let's take a look at a few other things. You know, this is nearly rank 4,000 on CoinMarketCap, but CoinMarketCap doesn't have a lot of verified info on Raptorium. Raptorium is relatively new. I didn't read the white paper yet. However, if you just look at year to date or all time, let's look at all time on CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap at least only goes up to October 5th. That is not that far back. I know Raptorium was still, goodness, I think I even seen videos as early as May or so seeing Raptorium. So I don't know exactly when it started. Listen, due to my own ignorance, I don't know as much as I should as something I'm investing a decent chunk of money into. However, again, if you look prospectively, again, this is in the short time that we've seen this increase. You got to consider, okay, if it's unique, if it has proof of stake and proof of work, if it has real life use cases and it has a potential to maybe, heck, let's even say go to 50 cents or $1. If we say $1, right, you're going to move this 2 decimal places over. That's going to put this like in a 4 billion market cap area. Well, listen, it's not too far-fetched to say that that is certainly a possibility. Let's go over here to XMR, Monero. Monero is the other main CPU mining currency. Again, I don't know much about Monero itself, but again, it's up at 44, rank 44 in CoinMarketCap. Again, it's always ascending order by market cap, which again is the amount in circulation times a price, if I'm not mistaken. That's a pretty good value. That's 4 billion market cap. If Raptorium went to $1, it'd be right around there, if not a little more, based on this amount in circulation. However, do I think that's going to happen soon? No, I don't think that's going to happen soon. Do I think it has a potential to reach as much? Yes, I think everything else may all move up and go over this. I don't know if Raptorium will necessarily beat out a lot of these. I don't think Raptorium is going to go crazy far right now. I do think it's an early project. I think there is, again, a lot of possibility for the future on that. So I'm not selling these for profit. I don't have a trade ogre, which from my understanding, especially if you're in the US, only maybe some like Uniswap or other DeFi or other apps like that. Or you have trade ogre where you can get Raptorium. There's not many places for me to sell it, and I'm not selling and flipping this for a daily profit, keep in mind. But you look at Monero. Monero started out at dollars a couple years ago. It shot up to hundreds. Actually, it shot up to higher to where in 2018 than it is now. So, and then obviously it shot up again in May when everything shot up. So, again, do I think that Raptorium is going to get to such a large market cap to catch up and even beat Monero? Probably not. However, again, I don't know. That's a whole thing with crypto as well. A lot of everything is very, very speculative. There's a lot of things that happen, a lot of things that shut up that we couldn't predict. If we could all predict it, we'd all be millionaires right now, right? Get our Lambo. So my strategy right now, I'm going to keep mining Raptorium. I'm going to hodl. I'm diversifying. I'm not going to be getting into just gung-ho into Raptorium and say to the moon. I'm not, I want to do a little due diligence when I try to do research on some things. I'm mining Ethereum. I'm keeping my ears open and trying to also mine Ergo and Raven, and I want to go into a strategy in a later video. But again, I'm expanding my horizons. I'm trying to do what I can. I trade. I get various different cryptos I think are going to work well that I can't necessarily mine. You have Helium. Helium is proof of coverage, and that's a very interesting one. I got a Helium miner coming. So I want to expand my horizons. And all I want to urge everyone to do, and when they're wanting to decide to get into mining a certain, crypto or anything else like that, do a little research, do in something you want to believe in or have fun with, and don't spend more than you're not going to be able to be okay losing. Okay, if just try to have fun with it, try to enjoy what you do. However, again, I don't want to ramble on too much. This is just kind of what I'm experiencing. I want to let you guys know exactly what kind of impacts this network difficulty and everything would have on you as well. And guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did learn something, if you just enjoyed me getting into this, maybe you guys are an experienced miner and this brought a little nostalgia. If you enjoyed this, you learned something, give that a big old thumbs up on that video. Give me a subscribe. I would appreciate it. I try to have fun making these videos in my spare time whenever work and my other hobbies don't get the monopoly over my time. So hope you guys enjoy this, and I hope to see you all again soon. Take care, y'all.